Okay.
I've got a lot of calculus to do over the next couple of days to prepare for a test on Friday. Um, my hours in class are basically like this. I have all afternoon classes, but afternoon starts at noon and goes to 1:25 on Wednesday and Friday, and then Thursday I start at 2 and go for like another hour on that. And then on Wednesday, I also have lab late in the evenings from 7 o'clock to potentially 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Normally does it from 6 PST because that's about the time he gets home.
Yeah. Most nights I get home about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard.
The only nights that I really normally can't do are, and this is deemed to change because Toby's moving in, is Sunday nights and Monday nights, but we're gonna see how that works out.
Okay.
Because Toby thinks my couch is comfortable.
Oh yes, his you guys don't
Well, then I
understand.
guess what we can do is somehow within the next week or so we can kind of look at our schedules and get it figured out, and then figure out what we're going to do for those that are streaming. So they can kind of get a schedule put up.
I'm good with whenever.
So-
You know, the schedule can change as it needs to change. Whenever we get the chance to get everybody together, it works for me.
Yeah, because I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I would like to start streaming soon. It seems like a good enough streaming program that doesn't use Overwolf's Twitch streamer.
Well, there's OBS, which is the free one.
Yeah, there's
then
OBS, and then there's XSplit. And you can forcefully hook Shadowplay into Minecraft, but it's a little bit of a bear.
You can also forcibly hook Shadowplay
Well-
into.
What I wish worked was the Twitch integration that's in Minecraft already.
Yeah, that hasn't been even implemented until 1.9.
Well, they've got the option on here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's in
yeah.
there, it just doesn't work.
It does nothing. There's literally no code behind it except to say, "Hey, look, this doesn't work."
So, because I finally got a computer strong enough to actually stream now.
Mine barely
So-
meets that qualification, yeah.
Well, I asked my computer's like, what would you say, medium high range gaming?
Yeah.
Do you think that one that we set up for Parker would stream, other than his internet connection?
My internet connection wouldn't be able to stream.
What you could do is you record and then upload. Because you're on an SSHD, I mean, it could. And being that you're on a 1366 by a 768 monitor, or even 1080p. Right.
I'm just running on a 32-inch TV. Yeah.
Well, no, you could have a 1000-inch TV. It's the definition of that TV is what matters.
I have no idea.
It's probably 1080p.
It's
or
probably
better.
1080p.
Yeah.
Considering
How
they
old is
don't
the
even
TV?
sell 720p monitor or televisions anymore.
Well, I should say, how old is the monitor?
Or
A couple
TV.
years old.
Yeah,
yeah,
1080.
then it's almost 1080p guaranteed.
Yeah. So I mean, you probably could record it and then throw it up on YouTube. Like go to bed, and before you go to bed, just start the upload.
It's what I used to do.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I wonder how fast you run out of internet.
So, are we going to talk about everybody's progress, or are we going to keep that quiet?
I'll keep it quiet for a little bit.
Why
Well,
not?
with ours, it's a little bit more of our warning in terms of lag.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be that way for a couple days.
My
Oh,
suggestion-
no. Kevin and I have already made it to Mining World.
My thing is, I suggest is we bring down while we're playing, we bring down the other space astronomy server, because while technically no one's on it, there are entities that are being loaded because there are chunk loaded areas.
Yeah.
So if there's anything moving in there, i.e. water, oil, lava, sludge, milk, any liquids, if you
Healing
have
crystals.
Yeah, if you have a big reactor set up, if you have things growing, all those require to some extent some processing power. So if we shut that down during our playtimes and then bring it back up again for whatever we want to do, then
Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking as well.
I mean, not
yeah.
right now, because Kevin and I are on it right now.
But when we play, yeah, and the new box is a higher clock rate. I think it's 3.8 per core, so that'll help. I think I'm waiting for heat sinks to come in.
Which generation of CPU is it going to be?
It is 4th generation Intel
Ivy, okay.
E5s.
Okay, Ivy Lake E5s. Or
Yeah.
Ivy Bridge E5s.
They are 10 core, 3.8 or 3.5.
You know, the high core count is way overkill for a Minecraft server unless you're going to be running like 30 Minecraft
machines.
servers.
Well, no, we're also running Empyrean and a couple other things once we get them up.
But there's also going to be virtual machines.
Yeah.
Right. That's how I'm gonna block things off.
Regardless of the VMs, Minecraft only cares about single core performance. And
But
Minecraft
things like
servers,
Space Engineers,
We're gonna have a few games.
Arc,
Yeah.
for example, is one of them that's going to go up, and that does specifically care about more than one core. So I dropped my K40 in there. It's happy. It works. Which should handle most of the stuff for Arc and Space Engineers.
Sweet. I gotta go, guys. Catch y'all later.
Later.
Good luck, Spaz.
Yeah.
User disconnected from
We
your
have
channel.
128 gigs of RAM split over 8 cartridges. No, there's a key on it, and I'm the only one that has the key for it. You can touch it all. You can touch the outside all you want, but
Have you
It's-
locked the power cords and Ethernet cables going into it?
That's stupid.
well, the front and back have a lock too. No, the way we're gonna do it is where I'm staying now. It used to be the one-car garage for the house, which makes it also the coldest room in the house
Yeah.
Oh yes.
because there's tile, there's concrete, and then there's ground. So it makes it the coldest room in the house. We're going to what's called the green room, but it's a larger room. But so the servers are going to be in here. The 3D printers are going to be in here. But the rack that you see in the dining room there, Toby, is not the rack we're going to use. So I've got a full size rack.
What is she doing?
She's just
Still antagonizing.
no. She's right now she's just sitting on top of the old NAS that doesn't really work. That I've barbarized for parts. Such an old NAS. But yeah, so, and then I actually have 2 of them. I just yanked all the parts out of one of them to put in the other. So, if we ever, it's unlikely, but if we ever require the capability of a second box like that, then I do have the shell for it and the motherboard and everything. I just gotta buy more cartridges and processors.
Okay.
So yeah, I will say that I was pretty impressed with the progress me and Rito made today. In what time we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting to iron tools that quick was a good move.
I think that because I think we can all call ourselves pretty senior people in Minecraft. We've all played, not hundreds, but definitely dozens of different packs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So for us to jump in, yeah, but we've all been playing Minecraft for a while. We've been playing modded Minecraft for such a long time that for us to just jump in and really get used to things. Versus if I looked at this 5 years ago, I'd been like, what?
Yeah.
And what's another thing we've got is that James did a really good job in terms of balancing the teams in terms of magic, people who know magic and people who know tech.
Well,
We sort of all picked our sides, but I think Jeep did a really good job on starting packs and setting things up and some of the configs and stuff like that. So well done, Jeep.
The starting equipment definitely kicked things off in high gear. Being able to fly right off the bat, being able to not worry about storage or punching trees or stuff like that right off the go makes things a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea to switch to the solar generators versus the coal.
Yeah, and the main reason I did the starter kits the way I did is because I didn't want to start completely from scratch, because I knew a lot of us were probably going to be streaming this and streaming it live. So I wanted it to be more viewer friendly than just
start all the way.
Yeah, all the way from nothing. So
I think the only complaint I may have is that because, one of the teams is going to get to the dragon first, right? And I think possibly for each team, you should go into the to the end with that team and type in /summon space ender_dragon, so that team can fight the normal ender dragon for the first time, because that's really the only thing, because unfortunately you can't just say reset.
A question. If we do that, can the team that's first to the end have the first dragon and get a reset?
No.
No.
They will have the resources to start working on the resurrection.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. All right. Right. I remember. Hang on. I remember. It's fine.
So
people like me who are going to be doing things like advanced genetics beat the normal ender dragon, because I don't know if the draconic dragon
Does not work.
It might. We never did fully test that Xeon.
Yeah, but
We
I think just
before actually giving me the scalpel to try.
that's true. But I think that
So wait, you're gonna walk up to the ender dragon and stab it with a scalpel?
server that you can test it on.
yeah, we can test it with the other server.
With that Jeep. The resurrection dragon, he's a psycho son of a bitch who doesn't come near you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be harder.
No, I mean,
But
he
I
doesn't
think
dive bomb on you as much.
I think for the sake of
The scalpel on him.
Yeah, it's
I think-
harder to get the scraper on him.
I think for the sake of just each team gets their own ender dragon
Own summon. Yeah, I agree.
Makes sense.
So did you see my comment about your announcer voice?
Yeah.
You can figure it out. We'll implement it.
All right.
Rito, I have a request. Make it Bob Barker like it's at the Price is Right.
No, I think Chaz needs to do his gay voice. 'Cause he can do a gay voice like better than any gay man I've ever met. For that matter, seen on TV or movies. Come on, Spaz.
He's not here. He had to get off.
He's already gone, yeah.
No, what I wanted to do is let's see. Hang on, let me see if I can find it for you guys real quick.
But yeah, I'm almost done with the for like normal servers. I'm almost done with the PowerShell script to warn folks when there's a restart. It'll start at 5 minutes or 30 minutes, then 5 minutes, then a minute, then 30 seconds.
Well, I will probably try and figure out how to make a script to let us know that we can implement. But
I'm already most of the way done at implementing or figuring out a PowerShell script that'll automatically shut it.
That's 5 minutes remaining.
I got a friend named my name's Alex. I think he could do something like that really well, and I can see if I can record something for me.
So primarily, we should decide what we want to set for our play limit. Do we want to do 3 hours on average, if possible?
I think
if we get on early enough, because I know most of us have to get up to either go to school or work early in the morning. I know myself, I'm up about 5:30 in the morning. So
I think a 3-hour limit is reasonable from my end.
Yeah.
A 3-hour streaming is pretty
epic.
Yeah. After that you're getting into needing to take breaks and stuff like that. But I think 3 hours, unless we want to we're getting maybe in 2 weeks from now or something, assuming that we're not already to the moon, or whatever, that we can then maybe decide, hey, do we want to do like a 5-hour stream if we can all figure out the time for it?
So maybe do 1 hour intervals with a
15-minute break